Hi everyone, just wanted to share with you a journal that I worked on last night. My girls, Maddy, Ashley, and Natalie wanted to create a journal and it was really fun. And so the four of us were in my scrap room just creating our journals, and I had such a great time with them. And this is what I made. I used one of the Michaels dollar journal books. I have like a bunch of those, and I liked it because it was already binded and it had the hardcover. The pages were a little bit thin, so what I did was I glued 2 or 3 pages together, and then I actually had to take some of it out because it started to get, really thick. And I love the way it came out. We just took a ton of my scraps, mainly from my Prima paper pads, because I had like loose pieces like this, and I've used even older collections like this one right here, the Sasha paper collection, and incorporated it into, I used the Prima one in my book. They wanted to use a different collection. So this is what I did, and I bind it using the frog feathers trim, and I love the way it looks. So I took 4 of the flowers, as you can see here. So I glued 2 to the back, and then I wanted just one of them to be on the side, so you could see the one on the side, and then there was one in the front. And then I titled it My Life, and that's using the girls' papery chipboard pieces. And then I used my Martha Stewart punch for the butterflies. This is a Prima flower, and then Recollections trim, and this cute little dove bird I got from Michaels. And this book I painted using the vintage white acrylic paint, so you can even still see some of the paint on the binding, which I don't mind. I actually like the way it looks. And then I just layered it with some paper. I just kind of like tore the edges right here, and then I just dressed it using the frayed burlap. And then this is a die cut piece from, well, actually it was from the design paper, and I just cut it out. You can see right there. So I closed it with Velcro. So, and I love the way it looks from the side. This is my favorite when I create journal books or scrapbooks. I like to fill the ends of the pages so it looks really fun on the side, as you can see. I love looking at it from the side view. And so what I did was I just, added just a ton of stuff on here. This is a paper bag from Michaels. And I just, I use a lot of the Prima packaging. Again, some of the pages I painted and I glued 2 to 3 together. And then this is some beautiful trim from Sharon. So I just, created, and as you can see, there's a lot of these papers. So I just layered them on top of each other. And then another Prima flower. It's really fun to put together. My Road envelopes, and these are the My Road corrugated pieces. So just really fun. And if you noticed, I put a lot of this stuff on the edge so it sticks out when I close the book and you can see it. And this is a heart doily. I fold it in half, so when you open it up, I stamp the number 4. So it's 4 girls. So I have 4 girls. And then just, I wasn't really, precise with whatever. I just glued it on top of one another. And here was a dress form, and my girls, we were laughing because it said whatever. And so I just put that on the dress form. And then another My Road envelope. These are some Madeline journal cards. And, again, I just, layered it on top of one another, and just some painting and just dressing. It's really fun. Another Prima packaging. And then some more Prima trim. I had a bunch of little loose pieces like this that I stick in a box of all my, as you can see here, I have little pieces like this I'm laying in my box. And so I just added, this is actually fabric right here. Cut a piece of fabric. And this is another trim from Sharon. And this is the new Romantique Prima paper. I had this extra piece because I cut one of the images on this end of the paper, so it was perfect to put in my book. And then it's a little lantern. It's a King Company die cut. And then this right here is from the girls' paper. It says, "Life is not measured by the breaths we take, but the moments that take our breath away." And I like that. And then, you know, it's just closes like so. And you can create a really fun scrap journal. And again, my girls and I had a really fun time scrapping together. Because, you know, it's not often I get all three of them at the same time to scrap together with me. So it was a really nice treat. So thanks everyone for watching. Bye.